Good evening and welcome to the Nevis newscast for today, Tuesday, September 22nd, 2015. I'm your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The government has taken steps to strengthen its police and army patrols in an effort to curb the incidence of crime in the country. Premier the Honorable Vance Amory gave that assurance as he made an official address to mark the occasion of the 32nd anniversary of independence of St. Kitts and Nevis. Premier Amory, who is also the minister responsible for security in Nevis, says efforts in crime fighting will be intensified.
We have instructed the police to increase their vigilance on anyone who is suspected of being involved in any criminal activity, and to step up their investigation in the case of the recent violent crimes towards apprehension of the suspects and bringing them to justice in due course.
Premier Amory said although he cannot give full details of the strategies, the government is engaging in as many efforts as it can. Among these measures are stepping up the surveillance at ports and hotspots.
We will give no quarter to these people who are thinking of destroying our peace and security. This we must stop as an independent nation. As part of this strategy and the implementation of anti-crime fighting, we have acquired state-of-the-art X-ray equipment to inspect all packages which come into our ports at Long Point. We have provided also additional supplies and equipment for the police to engage in crime fighting. And we have also decided to acquire 2 additional sniffer dogs to assist in the detection of illegal firearms and drugs.
These measures, the Premier said, are important to stamp out or at least reduce crime to a minimum, as it can affect the economic development of the country. Meantime, at Saturday's Independence Day ceremonial parade and awards ceremony, Premier Amory called on residents to be the keepers of the gates of the country.
If something goes wrong, somebody does or commits a crime or is guilty of antisocial behavior, we should not be afraid to say something. We should not be afraid to do what we can. Because every time we refuse to take action of whatever sort, then things just get worse and worse. And today, as we celebrate, let us begin to take a fresh look, a new focus on who we are as a people, what we would like to see for ourselves and our country, so that we can be the beneficiaries of that common purpose, that common goal, which binds us together so that we can be happy in our country, we can be welcoming hosts to those who visit to invest, and those who want to come because St. Kitts and Nevis is a country where they see opportunities.
In more local news, the Department of Social Services yesterday, Monday, September 21st, officially launched the pilot of its Yes to Success program. The program is being conducted under the theme Helping Nevisian Youth Overcome Problems and Achieve Full Potential.
In essence, what we are here for today is to launch a program that we have been involved with for the past, I think, 6 weeks, that is geared towards giving young people who are at risk or who definitely probably need a better chance in life. Some of them need chances for employment, for skills training. They were probably not at the top of your class in secondary schools, and that does not make them less of a person, less than anybody else. We are looking towards coming up with better efforts and putting more resources into advancing these young people, because we understand that they're special, and they also need a chance.
Director of the Department of Social Services, Sandra Maynard. According to Maynard, the Yes to Success, or YTS program, is a diversion program that was developed by the Social Services Department. It is geared toward putting more resources into and offering more assistance to at-risk youth. Maynard used the opportunity to thank the program's donors.
We have government resources going into this project, but we were also funded by the European Union, and their flag is on the presentation slide, to the tune of $39,000 to do our pilot. The Ministry of Sustainable Development in St. Kitts has, for the past, at least for 3 years that I know of, because we have benefited from this fund before, allocated resources under EU-funded Safety and Security Improvement Program.
Probation Officer Leah Stone Morrison gave an overview of the YTS program, which caters for 35 participants.
How does YTS work? It's built on 3 pillars: skill training, counseling, and educational improvement. It's geared towards youth at risk between the ages of 16 to 31. It will run for 4 months. During the 4 months, you'll see 2 different types of training. One is what I call field training. And that's done 3 days per week, 4 hours per day. So each work day, each training day, 4 hours for 3 days per week. And that's where they go and they do their skill training. They learn. Also, we have what I call in-house training. This is where special facilitators were asked to come in to share with the participants.
Addressing the ceremony on behalf of Junior Minister of Social Development Hazel Brandy Williams was Permanent Secretary Keith Glasgow.
I wish also to extend our gratitude to the OECS Juvenile Justice Project and our major sponsor, the European Union, and other stakeholders who would have given their support for this project. With these remarks, I now declare this Yes to Success diversion program officially launched.
The Yes to Success program has been launched in keeping with the passage of the Child Justice Act in St. Kitts and Nevis. The Health Promotion Unit is hosting a list of activities for Caribbean Wellness Month, which was commemorated on Saturday, September 12th. According to health educator Chevany Nisbet, Dr. Charlie Rouse of the U.S.-based Rouse Cardiac Foundation will be facilitating activities this week, beginning with a Student Chef Academy cooking presentation at the St. James Primary School. Chefs Marvin Woods and Michael Henville will teach the students how to prepare healthy and tasty meals and will be introducing the use of aeroponics systems to cultivate fruits and vegetables at the school. Nisbet also outlined the other activities Dr. Rouse will be hosting for Caribbean Wellness Month.
On Wednesday, the 23rd of September, we'll be having a Parent Chef Academy cooking presentation, which will be also teaching parents how to cook healthy food that is still tasty. This will be held at the Franklin Brown Community Center, and it will also consist of Celebrity Chef Marvin Woods alongside our local chef, Mr. Michael Henville. This will be held at the Franklin Brown Community Center, and it starts at 6:30 p.m. On Thursday, the 24th of September, we have Prison Farm Healthy Body presentation, as well as cardiovascular screening for the fire and police personnel. That fire and police personnel cardiovascular screening will be held at the Charlestown Police Station. On Friday, the 25th of September, we'll have a follow-up screening at the Alexandra Hospital for past patients who will be doing a follow-up cardiovascular screening.
The theme for Caribbean Wellness Day 2015 was improving the quality of life for the region's aging population. Still to come,
come on out to Pink Lily's Penny for Your Thoughts National Heroes Day Walkathon, our new rescheduled date of Saturday the 26th of September.
The details after this break. Welcome back.
Come on out to Pink Lily's Penny for Your Thoughts National Heroes Day Walkathon, our new rescheduled date of Saturday the 26th of September. Same time, 6 a.m, same place from Brown Hill, all the way through cross-country route onto Penny's Beach for a delicious breakfast.
Founder and Executive Director of Pink Lily Cancer Care, Lee Paris Cambridge, speaking about the Pink Lily Walkathon scheduled for Saturday, September 26, 2015. The walk was previously scheduled for September 16th. She gave the reason for the postponement.
The reason why we postponed the original National Heroes Day walk is because the Tuesday before the event we got completely washed out by rain. I mean, I thought we were in a mini hurricane, and it completely dampened everything, or even our boxes got wet, and so it meant that we didn't give the opportunity for people to come and register.
Paris Cambridge says the theme Penny for Your Thoughts came about because the 1 and 2 cent coins are becoming obsolete. Hence, her organization decided to ask persons to donate the coins and share their concerns, fears, and ideas with Pink Lily so the organization can continue to build and improve its services. She says the ultimate goal for Pink Lily Cancer Care is to open a healthcare center. She also outlined the dates for registration.
Our new registration dates are Wednesday the 23rd and Friday the 25th of September. Same place, Memorial Square, Charlestown, Nevis. You can't miss us. We're going to be under a tent and we're going to have some pink things going on. We're selling pink wigs for 25 EC donation, so you can walk along and look pretty at the same time. We've got wonderful Penny for Your Thoughts t-shirts, and if you forget what the penny looks like because it's going out of commission, if you get your t-shirt, you'll never forget because it's going to be right on the front of your t-shirt.
Each package includes a Pink Lily t-shirt and breakfast and a chance to win attractive prizes after the walkathon. The price for adults is $45 and for children $35. Paris Cambridge also thanked her sponsors for faithfully donating each year, as it would not be possible without them. The Penny for Your Thoughts walkathon will take place on Saturday, September 26th, beginning at 6 a.m. at the Brown Hill bus stop. The Ministry of Tourism is announcing that after 7 years in its current location at Old Hospital Road, the colorful chattel houses that comprise the Division Artisan Village will be relocated to the lawned grounds of the Nevis Craft House at Penny's industrial site. As the Ministry of Tourism progresses with the forthcoming move, a number of phases to the development will be seen. These include more units, walkways, a stage, a memorial, and traditional landscaping. It is envisioned that through the closer proximity and common ties to the Nevis Craft House, continued sustainable socio-cultural efforts will be garnered. It is also the Ministry's intention to raise the standard of its local tourism product through arts and crafts training initiatives. The vision is for the new Division Artisan Village to be perceived as the central location, the hub of everything locally made in Nevis, a place of cultural expression. Artisans who would like to be part of this new development should contact the Ministry of Tourism at 469-5521 or visit the Ministry to collect an application form. The Eastern Caribbean Marine Managed Areas Network, ECMAN, which was launched earlier this year, hosted a 6-day regional workshop in Nevis last week. The ECMAN in-country project coordinator, Janice Hodge, outlined the purpose of the workshop.
The purpose of that workshop is to help ensure that as we collect data on our marine protected areas, that across the OECS, we're doing it in a standardized way. We're looking at the same parameters. We're ensuring that when we sit down to look at the scorecards, we would all be basically reading the same language. So it's basically a process to ensure that across the OECS, the way that we manage and monitor our MPAs, MMAs, would be in a standardized way.
Facilitator Dr. Georgina Bustamante stated that the islands are very vulnerable and should be protected.
This project is just 2-3 years, so the grants are providing them money but also technical assistance to be able to do something about it and use these resources to implement the management plan and protect the areas that are very valuable in the islands, because, you know, islands are very vulnerable and marine coastal resources are very important for the islands. Everything is coastal in these islands. Everything has to do with the coast and upland, with the ecosystem are very connected. So the countries need resources to build capacity to be able to protect those environments and use them wisely. And I think that's why the project is so good.
Dr. Bustamante thanked the German government for sponsoring the project and outlined what the funds are being used for.
In the case of St. Kitts and Nevis, because the grants were given to NGOs, the funds come from the German government, and they were very clear. We want the grants to the Nature Conservancy, which is the recipient of the grant of the program. They made clear they wanted the NGOs in the islands to be recipients of the grants and be able to use it for their conservation programs. And in the case of St. Kitts and Nevis, the organization that is coordinating the project funded by the grant is the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. So it is in Nevis, not in St. Kitts. So we are working with them very well, and they have done a great job with the funds. They have been able to hire some staff there to manage the project. Communication materials, they are working with the communities, with the fishermen, so they understand what is the Narrows protected area, but what is the significance of protecting the Narrows for the future of this country.
The other facilitators of the workshop were Patricia Kramer of the Atlantic Gulf Rapid Reef Assessment and John Knowles of the Caribbean Program of the Nature Conservancy. The workshop, which was held at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall, began on Monday, September 14th and concluded on Saturday, September 19th. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Good night.